Demon have any friends?
I wouldn't know.
Tragic. Welcome to Probably Real, a podcast where we talk about our favorite conspiracy theories and cryptids.
I'm Aislinn J.
And I'm Trinity Amethyst.
Hello, believers.
And hello, fellow skeptics. So this episode barely even happened tonight.
Barely.
Gosh.
We are both sleep deprived.
Oh yes, very much so. It took us way too long to get this episode started today.
Much too long.
But, so... Whoa, where was that sentence going?
Space.
Yeah, clearly. Without much further ado, we should just get started.
Probably.
So our cryptid for today is the Dover Demon.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah.
I'm clueless.
It's honestly a super, super obscure cryptid. I don't know why it's known at all, really. You'll understand why I feel that way when you hear the stuff about it, but yeah, it's pretty dang obscure. So, the Dover Demon is a cryptid from Dover, Massachusetts, kind of like the Jersey Devil. It's named after where it's from.
Mm-hmm.
And this cryptid originates from a couple sightings in 1977.
A couple sightings?
There's 3. It's 3 sightings, and this
Nice.
whole cryptid came from these 3 sightings, and they're all in the same, 48 hours.
That makes me so excited. Let's go. In the same 48 hours?
In the same 48 hours.
That's new.
I know. Usually there's a few beginning sightings, and then everybody else is like, oh, I saw it too.
And then everyone's like, oh my god.
Yeah, but this one, everyone was just like, nah, they saw it, and that was the end of it. Oops.
That was a weird blip in history.
God, remember that time everybody saw this weird little creature? Me too. So, on April 21st, 1977, around 10 p.m., 17-year-old William Bartlett, while driving home, claims to have seen a creature with tendril-like fingers, large glowing eyes, and skin like wet sandpaper on it was crawled up a stone wall in Dover.
Ew.
Yeah. So, it's 10 p.m. and this poor guy's just driving home. Some things I saw said that there were other people in the car with him, but I guess they didn't see it? I don't know. Or they weren't even there. Who knows?
I don't know. If I was driving, I'd be like, oh my gosh, what is that thing?
Why is it crawling on that wall? And what's up with its weird long fingers? Yeah, so he saw that at 10 p.m. And then later that evening, 15-year-old John Baxter was walking home when he supposedly encountered the Dover Demon, at first mistaking it for a person. He apparently shouted a name at it of one of his neighbors or something. Because he thought it was them and then didn't respond, and he was like, wait, hold on.
Ew, that's so scary.
When he was questioned about it, he described a similar creature as William.
Ew. And they didn't know each other?
No, well, we don't know.
Oh, okay.
They don't seem to know each other, but, they all live in the same town. They're all...
relatively close to each other.
They're relatively close in age, and so they probably go to the same school, and...
Okay, gotcha.
What I find funny is he told reporters and stuff that he fast walked away from the creature. So he ran. It's what he's trying to say.
I fast walked away from the creature because he gave me quite a frighten.
He gave me a bit of a spook, so I quickened my pace in the opposite direction.
Who is this kid? I would have definitely ran.
I know. I would have bolted.
Booked it. Yeah. Freaking out of there.
That's a weird monster that might eat me. Goodbye.
Ooh, can you imagine thinking that it's your neighbor, though? There's my neighbor, Troy. I'd be like, hey, Troy. And then imagine just realizing and you're like...
You're not Troy.
Huh. Yeah, and my key doesn't always work very well for my front door, so I might be sitting out there for 3 minutes trying to open the door as there's just this thing out there. Yeah, I'd be dead. Definitely. I'd die in so many horror movies and everything.
You'd be the first person to die in every horror.
Yes, in horror movies, I feel like I'd always do exactly what the first person who dies does.
To be honest, I feel the same way.
A lot of people, they're like, that's so stupid. Why didn't they think of this? And I'm like, because they're in the moment.
Yeah, I'm like, have you ever been in a life or death situation?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
They didn't expect the girl to crawl out of the TV, okay?
Yeah, why didn't they bash the TV? I'm sorry, this girl just started crawling out of it. I think their first reaction his shock and fear. Give him a break. The last sighting, because like I said, there was only 3. The last sighting was by 15-year-old Abby Brabham.
Maybe.
Who knows? A 15-year-old Abby. She saw it the next day on April 22nd, but for some reason, there's like no info on this one. It's just like, she saw it.
She saw it.
That's it. That's all we got on that one.
Poor Abby.
Sorry,
They
Abby.
didn't even question her. They were like, that's fine.
You're the 3rd one. We don't even care anymore. You saw the weird alien thing. Uh-huh. So the kids all drew sketches of the creature, and on William's sketch, he wrote, I, Bill Bartlett, swear on a stack of Bibles that I saw this creature. So you know he's serious.
This kid is my favorite. I swear on a stack of Bibles. I like how it's a stack of Bibles, not just, he's not like, I swear to God. He's like, I swear on a stack of Bibles.
Not even one. He's like, no.
Several.
14 to be exact. Pile them up. Let's go. I got some swearing to do.
I need it to be just about as tall as I am to show you how serious I am.
I need a replica of myself made out of Bibles to swear on. Thank you. Thank you very much. What's interesting about where the sightings all happened is that if you plot it on a map, it forms a 2-mile straight line.
Really?
Yeah, which could be taken as like, oh, they planned this, or it could be taken as like,
the thing was going in.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was on a path to where. Da-na-na.
I like this one.
This one's fun. It's pretty light.
I feel it's like one of those things where you're like, I really don't believe in it, but like there's a possibility that I could.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's just 3 little sightings of a weird, somewhat alien thing with long fingers. Like,
I feel like that gives it more credibility, which is weird because it's like not a lot of people have seen it.
Well, I think the thing is, it's like for most cryptids, it feels like a bandwagon thing. Like, I can't trust most people when they say, "Oh, I saw this," because it's like, well, of course you want to say you saw this. But
within the same 48 hours?
I mean, like, hey, maybe there was something running amok.
Yeah, or maybe some guy was just wearing some weird clothes.
It was supposed to be tinier than a person, and that was the first thing that tipped poor little John Baxter off when he was walking down the street, is he was like, that's my neighbor, and then he was like, wait, that's too small to be my neighbor.
Oh, like a short man.
Yeah.
Ew, I hate it.
God, all of these, I don't know about Abby's, but the other 2 both happened like in the middle of the freaking night, and it's like, no thank you. What were these kids all doing alone? I mean, I guess it was 1977, so times
when
were
nobody
different.
Cared about their kids.
Well, I mean,
those were the times.
Those were the days. Some explanations for this, or some theories. The most prevalent theory is that it was a hoax by the teenagers, because they're just a bunch of teenagers. You know,
teenagers are stupid. I get that.
They are. We say as teenagers.
I mean, even I'm stupid all the time.
I'm dumb. Yes. Anyhow, so they think like the kids just made it all up, which fits with the whole timeline thing, and then all their ages and stuff like that. But
yeah,
I don't know. I just like to believe that's not the case.
It'd be so cool if they actually saw something.
Yeah, and that's what the other theories are. What could they have possibly seen? So one of the main theories for these teenagers did see something, but it was not a weird cryptid with long fingers and glowy eyes. The most prevalent theory is that it was a baby moose.
Aww.
Because apparently baby moose could fit this description. I don't know. I mean, I guess they've got big heads and little bodies, so that kind of fits. But the issue with this explanation, though, is first off, moose don't live in that area. I mean, they live in that state, but not that close. Yeah. And also, moose birthing season isn't until May and July. So why would there have been a baby moose in April? So that doesn't really track. So other people are like, well, maybe it's a baby cow, which is possible. But what was it doing crawling up a big fence or a big rock wall or whatever?
Yeah, and why would they say that it has like long fingers and stuff?
That's such a weird and specific detail.
Yeah. Ooh. Did any like horror movies come out where there was like something with long fingers or something? Because that would, I don't know, that could be a thing that did that.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. So that's all I got on it. So what do you think, Ace?
Like, I feel like I could believe in it. I just don't want to because I think it's scary.
Yeah, it's kind of icky sort of
But
thing.
That's always my case.
Yeah, because if one cryptid's real, they're all real.
Yeah, Yeah, they could be.
They could potentially be all real.
They could potentially all be real.
Hey, Aislinn, they could probably be real.
Oh my gosh, that's a knee slapper
it's
there.
It's not like we've said this joke about 1 billion times or anything.
Everyone at school hates us.
I think it's justified.
Alrighty then. Our conspiracy theory for tonight is the Sauter Children.
The what?
Do you know what the Sauter Children are? The conspiracy?
Oh my god, yes! Oh, I know. I forgot a lot about this one, but I know what this one is, and I love this one. I'm so excited.
Okay, here we go. Let's jump right in. On Christmas Eve, 1945, a fire destroyed the Sauter home in Fayetteville, West Virginia. The family that lived in the home was George and Jenny and their 10 kids, but one of them wasn't there at the time. So there was this fire, and George and Jenny got out along with 4 of their children: Sylvia, who was 2, George Jr., who was 16, Marion, who was 17, and John, who was 23, all escaped the house before it burned down. And the 5 missing children are Maurice, Martha, Louis, Jenny, and Betty. And I say missing because there is no evidence that they died in the fire.
They've never found the bones.
No, yeah, and bones do not just burn, okay? People, like, the police or whoever, someone said, oh, they got cremated in the fire. And it's like, no, they didn't actually. They didn't actually, because it's scientifically impossible for the bones to be cremated.
Well, especially since, if I remember correctly, the fire didn't burn hot enough to burn bone.
No, it has to be 2,000 degrees.
Yeah, and it was actually a pretty chill fire.
Yeah, so.
For a fire that burns a house down.
Everyone's probably like, what the heck happened to the kids then, right?
Mm-hmm. I know that's what I'm like.
George and Jenny are Italian, and he did not agree with Mussolini, right? Mm-hmm. And he was talking a ton of trash on him and everything. So this is what people said, that he got on people's bad side, basically. And there was this life insurance agent who, he heard about this and everything.
I remember this.
And let me just quote him real fast. This is a direct quote from him, right? And I quote, "Your goddamn house is going up in smoke, and your children are going to be destroyed, and you're going to be paid for the dirty remarks you have made about Mussolini."
How is that not evidence enough for people?
Yeah, I was like, oh, what? So apparently a lot of people in the town didn't like him, though, so.
That's just so crazy. Hi, so my house just burned down, and this guy just came up to me a little bit before and told me that he was going to burn my house down. So, are you guys going to do anything about that? Oh, no. It was natural causes. It was an electrical failure.
It's fine. No, they said it was an electrical fire. It was an electrical wiring issue. And you want to know who said that it was an electrical fire?
Who?
Take a wild guess.
The insurance agent?
Ding, 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 right on the dot. That's it. You just won $1 million. Congratulations.
I just won the 5 Sauter Children. Weird.
No, don't say that. Some important information from the night on the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Now, George couldn't get to the children, the 5 other children, because it was upstairs and the stairs were on fire. So he tried to go get his ladder, which was always in the same spot. Wasn't there.
Convenient.
Yeah, he even tried to move his coal trucks over to just climb up them so that he could get his kids out of there and everything. But they suddenly weren't working.
How strange.
Right?
It's almost like somebody wanted this fire to happen and for his kids to be cut off from him.
And my favorite is the fire department is only 2.5 miles away, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 of the neighbors called and they didn't answer.
Real reliable fire department y'all got here, guys.
One of them and it is Christmas Eve, but that's besides the point.
There's still people on duty on Christmas Eve.
They still have a job. So, one of the neighbors drives up to the fire station and is like, Chief, there's a frickin' fire.
We called you.
Yeah, and they're like, you're not answering. And they're like, okay, sick. We're gonna put out the fire or whatever. So the neighbors come back and everything. You know how long it takes them to get over here?
A long time.
It takes them 7 hours.
Holy cow.
Tell me why 2.5 miles away, middle of the night, 7 hours. Don't freaking tell me this isn't sketchy.
That's what I was gonna say. I could tell you why. It's because the fire department also wanted this fire to happen. Everyone in this whole dang town wanted this fire to happen.
Yeah, the fire department definitely wanted him gone. Another important thing to know is Miss Sauter woke up at around 12:30 and the lights were on. So if the lights were on, it couldn't have been
an electrical...
a wiring.
Yeah.
Yeah, it couldn't have been a wiring problem. And I was like, excuse me?
Sketchy, sketchy, sketchy.
Yeah, very. So here's kind of after the fact. Things that have been developing is the family believes that the kids have been kidnapped.
Oh, well, yeah.
The 5 kids.
Anyone who really looks at this probably thinks the kids have been kidnapped.
Yeah, there's been a lot of sightings, so, and, you know, it's kind of one of those things where people are like, oh, I saw them and everything or whatever, or like, I saw Marilyn Monroe, but you know.
The only one, like, sighting-wise, because I've read and watched a little bit about this conspiracy, but the sighting that's, like, the most prominent to me is I think there was one, like, the next day or something at an inn or a cafe or something.
I was just gonna get to that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that one, it's like, it wasn't, like, a big deal yet. It had just happened. There's no reason why this, like, waitress or whoever it was would just be like, I want to make this up.
Yeah, would know about that.
Yeah, she'd probably just be like, oh, look, some kids. What?
Yeah, they were like, okay, they have 5 kids, but it was weird because there were 2 guys and 2 women who were supposedly, like, Italian. So they were like, what? And they would not let the kids talk to the server.
I wonder why.
At all.
Hi, server. I've been kidnapped.
Maybe because they've been kidnapped. Another thing is George saw a picture of school kids on a newspaper, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he saw a kid and he was like, oh my gosh, that looks like Betty. Like his littlest daughter, Betty. Not his littlest, but she was very young, Betty. So the thing about this is he drove all the way up to New York to go see the parents of this kid, and they're like, hey, like, I need to talk to you. And they would not let him. They wouldn't even talk to him.
That's so sad. And that just makes me feel like that's definitely his kid. Because if it wasn't his kid, I'd just be like, sure, you can come see my kid, which is clearly not your kid. And when you see my kid, you'll be like, oh, that's not my kid.
Your child. Yeah. And that would give him a little bit of, like, closure.
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay, the FBI wanted to kind of investigate, but apparently they were declined the ability by the city and the police.
Huh. This whole dang city hates these 2.
Yeah, I know. Like, what the heck? Sorry. A lot of people say stupid stuff all the time, but we don't freaking burn their house down.
God.
Crazy.
What a time to be alive.
I know, right?
When you could burn someone's house down and kidnap their kids and no one would do anything about it.
I know, that's freaking nuts.
God.
And then another... Okay, this one is bad. I love it so much. I mean, I don't love it. I'm just psychotic and I love crazy, dark stuff. Or apparently. Anyway, there was a letter sent from Kentucky to Miss Sauter, and it had a picture of Lewis, supposedly Lewis, as a 32 or 35-year-old in between that age, right?
Yeah.
So they hired a private investigator, and they're like,
oh, I heard about this
out.
Poor guy.
The private investigator was never seen again.
Yeah, he just disappeared off the face of the earth.
Yeah, he's completely disappeared.
What was his name? Because I remember he had a funny name. His name is C.C. Tinsley.
Oh, R.I.P. C.C. Tinsley.
You'll be missed, C.C. Tinsley.
I know. I'm proud of you for taking on this
even
challenging
though it didn't
case.
Go your way.
We cannot talk to him. This is awful.
Well, he's probably dead, so maybe we're talking to his ghost. C.C. Tinsley,
C.C. Tinsley,
if you're here,
if you can hear us,
tell us what happened to the children. Please.
Tell us what happened to you.
Tell us what happened to you, because that's what I really want to know. I'm convinced that these kids were kidnapped, but did you get murdered or something? Like, yikes.
What if he didn't get murdered? What if they just, like, held him captive for the rest of his life?
Yeah, because that's my thing. Like, with the kids, I'm 100% convinced that they were kidnapped. Like, at this point,
for sure.
I am so sure they're kidnapped. But C.C. Tinsley, he's just gone.
Yeah.
What private investigator is gonna investigate the disappearance of another private investigator?
I know, that would be terrifying. You'd need, like, a group of private investigators so that you're not the only one. It's like the Scooby-Doo gang. We're on the case. We got a mystery to solve.
Oh yeah, the mystery of where the hell did C.C. Tinsley go? Okay, so the Sauters hired C.C. Tinsley. C.C. Tinsley disappears. Mm-hmm. So then somebody else hires another PI to go find C.C. Tinsley, and then they disappear. And so another person hires another PI to go find the PI that went missing while they were investigating C.C. Tinsley. And this is a forever chain of disappearing private investigators.
We'd have a lacking amount of private investigators by that point. And that's pretty much where we're at now. Sylvia is the only known living Sauter child, and her children are still researching the case.
Good for them.
They're still investigating, yeah.
I hope they figure it out.
I hope they do. I hope they figure it out before I die, because I really want to know what happened.
I'm pretty sure they were kidnapped, and that it was just one big cover-up.
Yeah.
Because there's no way. Oh god, it all points to cover-up. The freaking...
It does.
The fire station thing? Are you kidding? The ladder's even disappearing, and the car's not working.
I was like... You're joking. I'm still so confused. 7 hours? 7 hours.
7 hours. That's not even...
Yeah.
If they said like 1 or 2 hours, I'd be like, yeah. Sometimes, I mean, emergency services don't always have the best reaction time, but 7 hours, that's gotta be purposeful. In the middle of the night.
That's a copious amount of hours.
That is a copious amount of hours, yeah.
I love that word.
Copious. Thank you for joining us on our podcast today. We hope you enjoyed yourself or learned something new.
You could email us at probablyrealpodcast@gmail.com.
Close enough. You can send us conspiracy theories and cryptids there. We love to do listener suggestions, so yeah, hit us up.
Our Twitter is probrealpodcast.
And you can send us stuff there as well. Give us a review and rating if you liked the show. It really helps to motivate us, and it's just nice.
We enjoy it. I love reading the reviews.
Gives me great warm feelings in my heart.
Yeah, a big thanks to Elise for making our theme music.
Yeah, you can find her stuff at HeyElise516 or on her SoundCloud at Elise Haywood. And remember,
the Dover Demon is your neighbor Troy.
And what about C.C. Tinsley?
Good night!